I want to call this meeting of the Simpson County Fiscal Court to order. I want to ask Attorney Sam Phillips to lead us in prayer. We'll follow that with the pledge to the flag.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving Heavenly Father, we come to you today with hearts filled with gratitude. Easter season, which is just passed. We're also grateful for all the many blessings that you have given us individually, as a community, as a nation. We ask that you give this body here the wisdom and discernment to do what is best for our community and what is right in your sight. Ask that you bless our first responders. Ask that we bless those in uniform, keep them safe. Also bless the veterans who've served before. Ask that you work your will to restore peace over in Europe. Ask also that you forgive us of our sins. We ask these in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bill, it's good to see you back with us. Yeah, I'm glad you're getting on the mend. All right. Gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the minutes of our March 29th special called fiscal court meeting, I need a motion and a second to approve those minutes.
So move.
Got a motion by Nate,
Second.
second by Myron. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Next is a miscommunication or misunderstanding. I thought Allison was going to be here. She's not, but she wanted me to just make sure that the court was aware. She had training funds that were not used, so she sent back a check for $230 to the court. So we thank you for that, Allison. Next, if you had an opportunity to review the fiscal year 22-23 Simpson County Extension District budget, we just need a motion and a second to acknowledge that we received that budget from the Extension Office.
So move.
Got a motion by Myron and a second by Nate. Any other question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Next, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the budget ordinance number 220.238, it's a budget amendment number 8 for fiscal year 21-22. And this is mostly revenues that come into the jail that weren't into the budget, and appropriations, so the appropriations can be made. We'd need a motion and a second to approve this budget ordinance amendment.
So move.
Got a motion by Marty.
Second.
Second by Scott. Any question or discussion? On the ordinance, Pam, we'll do a roll call.
Marty Chandler,
Yes.
Scott Poston,
Yes.
Nathaniel Downey,
Yes.
Myron Thurman,
Yes.
Mason Barnes,
Yes, and I might add, we will most likely, and Nicole can correct me if I'm wrong, we will most likely have to do this at another point, maybe 2 more points between now and the end of June, because of where we had, we figured on 185 Class D inmates and we're running 220-ish. So the revenue is more, appropriations are more, and all that has to be amended into the budget.
But they won't let you amend it until you receive it.
Yeah, you've got to receive it before you can't project and say, okay, we're averaging this. Can we just do this to get us through the end of the year? You can't do that until the money gets here, evidently. So just do what we got to do. It's better to amend it in than to be losing.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Next, gentlemen, if you remember, we had a first reading of ordinance number 140.03 at our last meeting. This is authorizing the county to enter into an interlocal agreement with the city for the emergency communication equipment. We would need a motion and a second to approve second reading and passage of that same ordinance.
So move.
Got a motion by Scott, second by Nate. Any question or discussion? Pam will do a roll call.
Scott Poston.
Yes.
Nathaniel Downey.
Yes.
Marty Chandler.
Yes.
Myron Thurman.
Yes.
Mason Barnes.
Yes. Then, gentlemen, as part and parcel to that ordinance, if you had an opportunity to review the interlocal agreement with the city for the radio communication equipment, we need a motion and a second to authorize this interlocal agreement, entering into this interlocal agreement, and authorize the county judge to sign that agreement.
So move.
Got a motion by Myron,
Second.
second by Scott. Any question or discussion on that? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, the next item, gentlemen, about the setting a date and advertising for this county road aid and local government economic assistance hearing. We're going to push that out till our May 3rd. We'll set that date at the May 3rd. All the information we have right now is use last year's numbers. So we're hoping by May 3rd, we'll have more information and we can set that date for a meeting after May 3rd. Is there a certain date, Bobby, Nicole, that we have to have the hearing done by?
I'm not sure.
Just as long as it's prior
I
to?
think just prior to the
next fiscal year?
Yeah.
Okay. Because right now, that's all the information we have is just plug in last year's numbers. So who knows when we will actually get the correct numbers for this next fiscal year. Okay. And next is, we just need a motion and a second to authorize the advertising for our fiscal year 22-23 asphalt bids.
So move.
Got a motion by Marty,
Second.
second by Nate. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And then the last item under regular business, gentlemen, is kind of a similar motion to authorize advertising for fiscal year 22-23 rock bids.
So move.
Got a motion by Nate,
Second.
second by Myron. Any question or discussion on that one? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Next, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the budget transfers, we need a motion and a second to approve those budget transfers.
So move.
Was that Marty?
No.
Marty.
Nate?
Nate.
Okay, so Nate made the motion, Myron seconded. Any question or discussion about the budget transfers? All in favor, aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And then next, if you had an opportunity to review this cash transfer, we need a motion and a second to approve the cash transfer of $737,535.50 from the general fund back to the ARPA fund. And so a little brief explanation of that is when they sent the bill for the 50%, the down payment, the 50% on the communication equipment, we sent the entire amount. We were only obligated to send 50% of it, so thankfully they refunded us our 50%. And so it's going back into the ARPA fund.
So moved.
Got a motion by Scott,
Second.
second by Myron. Any question or discussion?
Marty.
I didn't say anything. I think
Marty.
it come from down
Oh,
there.
Marty.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Motion by Scott, second by Marty. He said it don't matter, Myron. So
Okay.
maybe- are you and Marty interchangeable?
I don't know.
No comment.
All right, strike that one from the record in the tape,
Yeah.
please.
Where's that bleeper at?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a motion by Scott and a second by Marty. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Hey, it helps to laugh and have some fun from time to time.
That's the truth.
Next, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the bills and claims, we'd need a motion and a second to approve those bills and claims as presented.
So moved.
Got a motion by Scott,
Second.
second by Nate. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
All right, so that motion carries 4-1, four ayes, 1 abstention. Then finally, gentlemen, if you had an opportunity to review the March 31, 2022 financial statement, we need a motion and a second to approve that financial statement subject to audit, authorize the county treasurer and the county judge to sign it.
So moved.
Motion by Myron,
Second.
second by Marty. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, moving to reports. Just want to remind everyone that this Friday and Saturday is the Trash Amnesty Day at the Convenience Center. It'll be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Convenience Center on Kenneth Utley Drive. Scott Waste is providing 10 30-yard containers, and if you're a Simpson County resident and you've got trash you need to haul off, that'll be the day to do it because they won't charge you to dump it out there. So take advantage of that if you can. One of the things that happened in the highway plan, the state included the widening project for 100 from where they ended off there at 622 all the way into the county line. So they put that in the highway plan
Okay.
to do that widening project. And they also put in $300,000 for industrial access roads here in Simpson County. So that was some
Good
good
deal.
news in the highway plan. I think the legislature, if I'm understanding correctly, also passed the $4 per day increase on state inmates and the increase to $15 an hour reimbursement for court security officers.
Good.
So, and I
Good.
don't think, I don't know for sure if the governor has signed those yet, but has he signed them, Sheriff?
I don't know.
But,
They sent us out a report from the Sheriff's Association. I haven't got that report, so I
Yeah.
hesitate to say.
but, our state representative, Sean McPherson, I spoke with him. He said there was no indication that the governor would veto that. I can't imagine that the governor would veto that legislation. So I think those two will stand and will be a big benefit to the county and in particular, the court security officers that are, in my opinion, woefully underpaid.
What about, was it 211 where they were gonna do back pay for, it didn't pass?
I ain't got any confirmation on it yet, Marty. I know the $4 and the court security, I don't think they kicked it out. Everything's going 99% going through. It's not 100 yet, but it's 99% going through. But that was one of the stipulations. Of course, that's a game changer for Simpson County, but I don't think that part's going to pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
The $4 will, and
Yeah.
that's still
Right.
Still big.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
big.
so those, I just wanted y'all to be aware, those were 4 things that happened at the state that are big impacts to Simpson County. So we look forward to that. A week from today, Charter Communication is wanting to hold a ceremonial groundbreaking activity, and it'll be at 2 o'clock here at the courthouse. If the weather's good, it'll be outside. If it's not good, it'll be inside, but now we're not gonna put dirt inside and ground break dirt inside the courtroom. But if it is raining, it'll still happen next Tuesday, the 26th, at 2 o'clock here at the courthouse. And then, of course, we'll meet May the 3rd. Then our second meeting date in May is the 17th. That's also Election Day. And with them using, and I know we're going to do, they're having early voting here at the courthouse, but it won't be near as busy as it will on actual election day. And I think typically on election day, when voting was held at the courthouse, that we've closed the courthouse except for voting. So if there's no objections, we will probably push the 17th meeting out to the 24th. Of course, obviously, that would be a special call, but I don't think we need to meet on the 17th on Election Day. And that's all I've got. Marty?
Yeah, well, talking about 100, I've voiced my opinion. I'd like for them to keep it on the old route, but I haven't seen which way they're going with it. But I know, but it needs to be done. I mean, the people live in Franklin that drive to Allen County, and the people live in Allen County that drive to Franklin. They don't care which route they use, but the people who live along that stretch of 100 would like to see it stay on the old road. So I've expressed my opinion to Sean and the state on that, and I hope that's the route they go for.
Yeah, they didn't indicate a route. I was just notified that it was in the highway plan to do it.
I've got some complaints about Rapids Road. Bobby, do you know have you heard of when they're going to pave that out there? Were they there yesterday? I hope so. I mean, I talked to the state and they said they're going to be there as soon as the weather broke. I didn't even come to town yesterday.
Let those patches sit for so many days.
Yeah.
Right. They told me 7 days, but they should have filled them up way more than what they did. Was they out there yesterday, Chief?
They came in yesterday, did some grinding at the 100 intersection and there at the bridge. I guess we were doing those approaches. That's what they were doing yesterday. They did put a rough patch in on some of that. I think they came back and did a second one, it seemed a little better. But
Okay.
it is pretty rough this morning, again, because they were doing that where they ground it down. So I'm
Okay.
assuming they're going to pass that pretty quick.
Hopefully they'll get that done.
Yeah, and I talked to Barry at the state. He talked like that both Rapids Road and Golden City Hickory Flat Road was getting sections repaved and should be done by the end of the month.
Okay, all right. And last week, just a tragedy to have somebody get swept off the bridge at Southern Ford, and we had one on, was it last year on King Prairie Drive? I mean, I don't know if we can do anything to, more than what we're doing. I don't think we can legally block the road to keep people from driving at all. I mean, I just don't know. We've put up the arms, we've got the signs, we keep talking about it to turn around, and then it still seems like it happens. And I actually got called to bring some cable down to help get the truck pulled out of the creek that day, and the fire department did a really good job. The guys out in the boats and out there, getting the cable to the truck and getting it so we could get it pulled over, especially when I think Kent Kelly and his guys that brought the equipment, the tractors and the telehandler down to help get the truck out of the creek. It was not an easy task, but if there's anything that we could do better, I don't know what it would be, but I just, it's a bad day when something like that happens.
Yeah.
And the only other thing is just everybody be safe. There's fixing to be, if it ever dries up, these roads are going to be full of farm equipment, and it'll be day and night because we're all very far behind. And just if you see escort vehicle coming with lights or whatever, know that there's probably a large piece of farm equipment that's taking up the whole road. So people be safe on that too.
Yeah, been no shortage of rain the past few weeks.
No, that's all I have.
Nate?
Yes, we have a Parks and Rec Board meeting tonight, so we'll discuss some more things in that meeting. Last night we had our Boys and Girls Club board meeting, and the registration for the summer session has already started. So you can either go online and register, or you can walk in and register, your child for the summer down there. And the other big news that we had received last night, which was a shocker for the entire board, and that is that our CEO, Jeff Goodnight, is moving on His last day will be May the 31st. He had accepted a job with the Boys and Girls Club of America. So he's got a higher position now. So we all trying to grasp on to that now. Because we knew somebody that good would eventually probably move on one day anyway, you know. So now the hiring process is going to have to start up here soon. So we got about 6 weeks before we can find somebody. But he is leaving the club in a much better place than he came there with, you know. So that's the main thing that we're looking at, because the club is highly recognized in the state and even national-wise also. You know, from the things that him and his staff has done down there. And that's all I have.
Very good. Yep. Jeff called me last night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so that was, he does a good job.
Oh, yeah, a real good job.
No surprise that he's moving up. Scott?
I have nothing, Judge.
Byron?
No report.
Counselor?
Yesterday was the cutoff day for paying your taxes late at the sheriff's office. The ladies yesterday told me that they're now shutting down. We'll be sending all those records to the county clerk's office. They're now not late, they're delinquent. You've still got some time to pay your, don't go to the sheriff's office if you want to pay last year's taxes. You need to go to the county clerk's office. There'll be more money in fees. The longer you wait, the more expensive it gets, and it could be sold at auction here come August. So please, if you haven't paid your taxes, and I know the sheriff, they basically had pretty much a record-setting year this year, but there's still some out there who have not paid. If you've not done so, please do so before it gets any more expensive.
Thank you, sir. Sheriff?
Two quick reports. The subject that ran off the bridge, emergency services, emergency management, fire and rescue, did an outstanding job on that. I also want to recognize Marty, Tim Crocker, his family, Kent Kelly. Good citizens came forward. You had people out there such as them that devoted an entire day of their lives in a tragic situation just to try to help. And there's people I haven't mentioned, there's others that came out there and helped. But that's what Simpson County's about. Great thing. Tragic situation. Don't try to go across bridges. You know, there's nothing good about that situation, but the fact we've got people in our community that will come out and devote. And when you hear those people that were out there, none of those people are getting paid anything, and they were using their stuff, and that's a remarkable thing. The second thing I wanted to report, I just talked to Jada Freeman, who's my head tax collector, does an outstanding job, and we did have a record-breaking year. Realize when you hear this statistic, it doesn't sound like much, but it's incredible, because usually around the state, about 95% is about what most places collect. We collected 98.96% of our tax base this year, so you could almost call that 99%. That left out of $15.1 million to be collected, 152,559 uncollected, which was 277 bills out of all those bills. So shout out to the girls and guys that help in the tax collection over the Sheriff's Office. Outstanding job.
Good deal. Thank you, Sheriff. Jailer, you have anything?
Well, we're talking about money and boosting revenues and this, that, and the other. I wasn't in the budget meeting, as we had the other day. I had to take my dad to the doctor, but my representative was there. I don't know if this is a historical situation that happened, but
but I presented a $399,000 budget. And for the first time that I can ever remember or even heard of, we turned around and raised it back up. You had your reasons. I just want you to know, if I'm in the office, I can make that budget that I presented you, okay? So I understand some of the things that was concerning, but there's some other things that will make up for it coming down the road, okay? So I just wanted you to know that for future budget, discussions.
Yeah, our concern, Jailer, was there just wasn't enough historical data to substantiate that number, so we felt more comfortable pulling it back a little bit.
I understand that, and actually, just being straight with you, I cushioned that a little bit, because the way it's tracking and what's happening right now, and this is what we've been working for a long time. These monies that we lobbied for are coming. The $4, I pushed on that one. As a matter of fact, I went to bat against my association for that one. And I think we're 99% we're going to win this. You asked a while ago. So the $4 is coming, and the per diem on the programs, the incentive on the programs, that was another thing that's coming that we fought for and are getting. And I know right now what you're seeing, I think that's what you're talking about, is the $1,000 per class that we're getting. It's rolling. It's rolling. So anyway, with that being said, I just want you to know, to please the court, that when you're doing your budget, putting your budget together, I still feel that I can hit that $399 that I presented. If it helps anything. And another thing, I asked y'all back about 2 months ago with the IT checks, if you would let me have, or approve what I'd asked for our needs, that I would, the next check that come in, I would present it to the court, and y'all can do however you want to do it, do whatever you need to with it. But I kept my word. There's $68,750 check. So the money's coming in. It's been a long road. It's been a 30-year road. I've just been a part of it. And now the monies are starting to come back in. And I think we finally going to see daylight in the jail setting. So I'm glad to be a part of that. It's been part of my goal from day one. And, I knew it was coming. It's just, now it's happening. So anyway.
Very good.
Thank you.
But
Thanks, Harry.
Thank you there.
Well, when are we gonna have another budget meeting? Or are we gonna have another one?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We may try to do it, how soon do we need to have the next budget meeting?
Well, this week we'll be on the payroll report and structure all those numbers based on, whatever you all need me to do. I need that final decision, and then, but probably next week, maybe, if possible. Or I can probably run it all Friday, by Friday.
Would y'all be good one day next week?
If we do it every morning, it'd be fine with me.
Yeah.
'Cause like I just said, if it dries up,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be running 24 hours a day.
We'll do it next Tuesday morning?
That'd be fine.
All right, so so it'll be the
26th.
Be the 26th. Well, it's going to be a busy day. Whew.
Up to it.
We'll also have the debate that night.
Yeah. What about if we do it on Wednesday morning?
Any day next week, it's just not
Let-
Monday.
Let's do it on the 27th. Yeah. Because Tuesday's going to be a marathon. So Wednesday the 27th, 8:30 a.m. budget meeting.
No, we can't do that in the afternoon. You're gonna be in the field, I guess, is that what?
Well, the biggest thing is getting to the bank every afternoon with deposits, and so the county treasurer can't make the afternoon meetings.
Well, I'm talking about like 1:32.
Yeah, because she usually does
The
the bank
bank starts
deposits,
at 2.
like, they get all that together in the afternoon to make around 3 o'clock.
Whatever.
We could do one at, no, you're gonna be in the field at dark, won't you? We do them at dark. But then you gotta ask the employees to come back.
I got lights on the tractor, dark won't stop me.
All right, Wednesday, the 27th. I don't see anybody from the clerk's office. Bill? Maintenance?
Got one quick item, you all got that on your portal,
Yes, sir.
if we're down at the Goodnight House, you know, we recently just had the carport area and all that wood that was brought in. If you remember the picture, this is a standing seam roof that's over the meeting room. As you can tell, it looks in pretty bad shape. Actually, he said the metal's good and firm, don't need to replace it or anything. But if you look at his proposed, what he's gonna do, he's gonna sand it and then put a rust inhibitor, and then he's gonna put the silicone on it. And I think one thing it's because of the trips that he has to make, he's gonna have to put a coating on, then they have to wait 12 hours, and he's planning on putting 3 or 4 coats, trying to get it up to about 30 mil coating on there. So, and another thing, to make it silicone base stick on there good, they're gonna have to sand it really good, so that's gonna involve quite a bit of labor in sanding that. I thought the price was very reasonable for what they had to do, and will be good. I think that silicone, it's not the same brand that we use down at the jail, but it is 100% silicone coating, so I think maybe he just found a different brand. So, but anyway, I just needed approval.
It looked very reasonable to me.
Yeah.
I would hate to be the one doing the work for that price.
I would not vote for that.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to go ahead and get it in before it got real hot, so they're not up there in 100-degree weather trying to sand that metal roof.
So we need a motion and a second to
Yes, I
approve
just want to
this.
get it approved by the court, then I'll go ahead and issue him
So
a PO and get it
So we
started.
got a motion by Marty to approve this work on the Goodnight House at a price not to exceed $1,915.
Second.
Got a second by Nate. Any other question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
That motion passes. Thank you, Bill. As I said, it's good to see you back here. Just don't overdo it. Chief, you have anything?
I just wanted to echo the sheriff's comments on our community coming together in a tragic situation.
Well, thank you and your guys for what y'all do too. That's one of the tough parts of the job right there, is dealing with situations such as that. Bob, anything with OEM? Bobby, anything with the road department?
Paving was finally completed this last week. Just information, we have a piece of equipment ready for next week. We're going to do shoulder work on some various roads, so.
Very good. All right. Gentlemen, I need a motion and a second to enter into executive session according to KRS 61.810, exceptions to open meetings, paragraph C, discussions of proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of the public agency, and paragraph F, discussions or hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee.
So move.
Got a motion by Nate,
Second.
second by Marty. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
We'll do about a 5-minute break.